Welcome back to another For Honor video and another Warriors Den recap from August 3rd. They went over a lot of stuff, but only went into details about some things. So the way I'm going to do this recap is I'm going to go over the stuff they glimpsed on first, and then we're going to get into the details that they actually gave up. Spank that like button if you enjoy the video, and without further ado, let's get into it. In the description below, I'll have everything that I reference here with timestamps to the Warriors Den section or the individual videos as they post them. The first thing I want to talk about are the hero trailers. Gladiator and Highlander are confirmed. Highlander being the Viking with a long sword that's said to be the heaviest in the game, and that you'll feel that in the gameplay. Gladiator being the knight, and he has a trident with a shield on one of his hands. It's like literally the size of his hand. So as I said, I'll link those in the description down below. And without getting into anything that's really just going to be speculation at this time, we're looking forward to more information and some moveset next week. We did get a little bit revealed about them today, though. We know that the Highlander is going to have two stances, an offensive and a defensive stance to change in and out of. So that's going to open up some interesting playstyles with him. And then the Gladiator is the knight's assassin, and he's going to have a punch. Really interesting is that he's going to have a larger stamina pool and faster regeneration on that. So again, an interesting play style that's going to be integrated into the game. We didn't get full teasers for the new maps, but we know that there's going to be Sentinel and Viking Village. There was a little bit of glimpses, but the one thing you'll definitely want to know is that Sentinel is going to have an arrow turret that you'll be able to mount and then shoot down on the battlefield. So we're going to be looking forward to that for sure. It's kind of like the idea of a trap, but something that you can actually control a lot more. New sports emotes are out, as well as two new executions, one for the Centurion and Shinobi since they were backlogged, as well as realistic elimination is going to be running starting I think today or tomorrow through this weekend. So we'll be looking forward to getting a chance to see how that works out and getting some feedback back to them so they can get their big data. With the PTS number 2, it's over, and I want to give like a call to action for more people to play this, but honestly, as well as it'd be hard to move this to console, it really would be something that needs to be done if they really want to get the data needed, because there are a lot of PC players that have dropped out, and I really think that console is where the player base really is at. With that, though, there are some things from the PTS, the number 1 and number 2, that will be dropping in Season 3. What they're calling the beta of the dual tournament / ranked with exclusive rewards is coming to console and PC. Just the duel, other stuff will be coming later on. That's not to say that some stuff from the PTS number 2 isn't going to make it into the game. Before I get into too much detail about that, let's talk about the stuff we already know. Rep 40 is going to be the new level cap. You'll have a new gear rarity of legendary, with, they say, it's going to have a lot of gems in that. It'll be Rep 7 before you can get it. And along with this, the crafting costs for things are going down, and you'll get more loot from the game. So as new players come in, they'll see that it'll be a lot easier to rep up and get the gear you want to get yourself going towards that Rep 7 goal. As I said, some of the stuff in the PTS number 2 is going to make it into the game. Some of the things in these patch notes that are going to be hit are really quality of life oriented, and I'm going to just kind of talk about what we know for sure. They haven't posted the notes yet, but once they do, I'll link them, as well as make another video about that. So subscribe to the channel if you're not already to stay in the know. Getting right into it, 18% chip damage across all attacks. It's not lethal, and it'll stack with your gear stats. If you don't already know a little bit about that, check out the videos on the PTS and how that was working out. Revenge state activation will not be interrupted by melee attacks. This is all stuff going to be live in Season 3. But you will not be able to knock down people while you're in Revenge. So punches, shield bashes, crashes, so on and so forth will not knock your opponent down. So I'm really interested to see how this plays out. Comment and let me know how you think it plays out, and also come back and comment after we see live when we get some of that information. Some heroes had a hyper armor even when they were out of stamina that would allow them to trade hits. That's going to be being removed, as well as some guard switch bugs like the one where you kind of switch to the right and it wouldn't register, mostly with assassins, but other characters were dealing with it. That stuff's being fixed. The big thing though is that they're adjusting the whole CC crowd control. For example, 2 Centurions, they pin you continuously, one of them knocks you on the ground, they both get their easy pin heavies. So supposedly all characters who have some form of CC are not going to be able to chain it with another character on their team. So what you need to know about that is that you will not be locked in animation the whole time, and there will be ways to get out of that situation, although they probably will not be that large of a window. What we're definitely not going to see yet, if at all, is the parry changes where you can't parry while you're out of stamina or you can't be parried while in revenge. That is something we will not see yet in Season 3, but look forward to more information about where that will be moving forward. Quality of life type changes that are coming are the menu itself is kind of getting a whole change around overall. The big thing you need to know is that when you go into your execution emotes and particle effects, you will be able to see them with your character live. So, for example, if you go to look at an execution and you want to see how it's going to look with your emote, it will show it right there before even purchasing. So you'll be able to make better buys and better decisions on what you're looking at. So that's pretty cool. I think I'm really going to enjoy that, and it looks pretty badass, I'm not going to lie. With the faction war, especially with all these conspiracies going on, it seems like people are more interested in the faction war than they ever have been before. And along with that, they're going to be releasing something they're calling a war banner. So you'll be able to place this banner on a particular location, and then your assets will auto-deploy to that location. Now, there's some things like that, like when it's not a place you guys can even deploy assets, it'll give you a notification and things. But what you need to know about that is it'll allow you to focus on a specific area without having to individually, after each match, go into and check your war assets. Speaking of at the end of a match, now they're changing it to where you will get kicked back to matchmaking if there's not enough players. So if you're in a group with people and you're going to wait and then the group backs out and you get disbanded, that's not going to happen anymore. You won't be disbanded. You'll be able to go right back to the matchmaking. And best of all, you'll be able to get up and go do something after a match ends and not have to worry about joining back up with your team so they can start another matchmaking search. There's 3 new territories per faction, making a total of 9 new territories, which they said helps them to add new maps. Somebody in the comments let me know what they mean by that, because that kind of confuses me. But as far as today's Warriors Den recap, that kind of covers it all. Like I said, subscribe to the channel for more information as I pump out some of this stuff as they post it. Spank that like button, and as always, I'll see you on the battlefield. Anubis out.